There was a time when I had been promoted to a director position at an international company. It was a strategic role, and I was told that I'd be responsible for developing and delivering a roadmap which was tightly aligned with the greater organizational strategy. Yet every day, non-value activities landed in my inbox. It was disconcerting because there was an enormous volume of work, but it was absolutely mind-numbing. I became increasingly frustrated by my situation. I also wondered if anyone else had noticed that I was, quote, working below my pay grade. My discontent was compounded by the fact that my direct manager admitted that they recognized the work I was doing was mundane, but said it needed to get done by somebody. I didn't find this comment reassuring since there was no acknowledgement that I could expect things to improve in the future. So what do you do when your work no longer pushes your limits? Do you relish the break from being intellectually challenged? Or do you question whether the situation is indicative of stagnation? Find the full transcript and other resources for women leaders at livingwhileleading.com/8. You're listening to Living While Leading with your host, Sharon Ehrlich, where I help women IT executives gain more control over their careers and carve out time to care for themselves and family. At the heart of every successful woman executive lies an intrinsic value to work hard. In fact, hard work and dedication have been the foundation of your success. You've reached a point in your career where the challenges that you had come to expect with each new position or assignment have started to dwindle. This leaves you to battle with an internal monologue that equates ease with inadequacy. You're faced with the dilemma of reconciling your deep-seated value for hard work with the unsettling feeling that you may not be doing enough. The distinction between engaging in busy or unchallenging work and meaningful work is crucial, since it affects your job satisfaction, motivation, and career trajectory. Invest time to assess your situation by answering the following questions. Start with assessing alignment with core values and objectives by asking yourself, are the tasks or projects you're working on aligned with your core values, career goals, or the company mission? Or are you primarily focused on tasks that seem to exist without clear ties to the larger objectives, such as excessive reporting or attending meetings with no clear agenda? Ask yourself if you're consistently engaged in activities that could be delegated or automated. Then evaluate the long-term impact by asking yourself, are you engaged regularly in activities that have a tangible, lasting impact on your organization, team, or your professional growth? Or are you mostly focused on activities that provide short-term results or none at all, such as manually updating spreadsheets or presentations? Then finally reflect on your personal fulfillment and growth. Do you find yourself learning, evolving, and feeling a deeper connection to your work? Does your work make you feel accomplished and proud? Or do you find your work monotonous and draining? Do you have a sense of relief when it's over, or feeling of dread that you'll have to do it all over again soon? Does your work rarely contribute to your skill development or career advancement? These are all tough but necessary questions you need to honestly respond to. It's quite possible that the ease in your work is a testament to your mastery, efficiency, and the systems you've put in place. It's essential to enjoy the fruits of your labor and the processes that you've established. However, it's equally crucial to ensure that you're not becoming too comfortable. Prolonged periods of unchallenging work can lead to professional stagnation, which impacts your professional growth and personal fulfillment. Think about the times you felt most alive and engaged with your work. I bet it was when you were pushing boundaries, learning, and growing. If you're no longer challenged by your work, consider the following. Shift your mindset. Remember, the value you contribute isn't always determined by the difficulty of the work you're engaged in. Challenging work can be an indicator of growth, but it isn't the only marker. Sit with your feelings of discomfort. Are they stemming from mastery or inertia? If it's the latter, then it's time to reevaluate. Growth requires you to step out and actively identify challenges rather than waiting for someone to bring them to you. Get creative. Whether it's a new project, skill, or mentoring others, there's always opportunity for expansion. Take a moment to revisit and revise both your short-term and long-term goals. Maybe it's time to set the bar higher. I opened the podcast with a story about how I wasn't being challenged at my job. I realized that it wasn't the uninspiring work that made me uneasy. It was the realization that I was wasting time and not pursuing my goal of becoming an entrepreneur, which ultimately I've become. If you're experiencing career stagnation, embrace the moment and recognize it as a possible springboard to your next great career challenge. Remember, you're the solution to claiming what's important to you. Thanks for listening today. This is your time. Give yourself permission to reclaim what's important to you and be who you want to be. If you're getting value from this podcast, please subscribe, share it, or write a review. And connect with me on livingwhileleading.com or on LinkedIn. And don't forget to tune in next week.